To India, I start with a story. Last month I was in Chennai and I was in the airport. So Mr. Tariq Khan's luggage delayed and I went outside, I was sitting and two gentlemen approached me from India, from the local people. When Tariq after half an hour come, he freaked out. I said, who are they? But for me, they were very friendly. They came and they talked about, they lived in UAE, they talked about the foods, about that. They walked in UAE and they were talking about their experience. So we saw the culture is too closer to each other. So that's why I was not feeling intimidated. If I was in another city like London, I would be really freaking out, two people coming closer to me to start conversation. But India is a different. And then they told me something interesting. You wear a longi under your kandora similar to us. It's our longi. I said, yes, it's your longi. So they told me that. Now, the problem is in the life, what happened when fair for you is a different than fair with me. When a Marathi gentleman in a business transaction come and shake hands, mean for him, maybe tomorrow we can take it seriously. But for you, coming from other country, means the deal is done. That is a difference where the culture difference comes. Inshallah, for example, in UAE, God will be doing something. It doesn't. For other people, inshallah mean done deal. Now, there is a culture difference between all of us. And the culture is a huge risk and it's a product. But we view the culture, it's something nice. We'll have a same food, different food. But it is not. It's beyond that. Let me give you some example. I was younger version of me. I didn't have a gray hair. I was working as a company secretary for a telecom company. So it was new second operator called Do Telecom. Some of you could know. And then what happened one day, the CEO is a French citizen and the chairman is a Marathi. So they were sitting at night, 1 month to launch the service. So the chairman told the CEO, why don't you do a number launching campaign? People book their same number. So if you have 050-1111 اتصالات, you can say 055-1111. And I saw the face of the French guy was like, he kept silent. And then we went to office. After 2 days, he said, what is this? The chairman is calling me about this. I have many things. The network is not working. Nothing is working and that 1 month I have. And now what is this number campaign? So he asked me, do you care to book your number? I was like, okay, if I say no, offending the chairman. If I said yes, so basically So I did the smart thing. I said to the CEO, I really don't care like you, but my wife and brother and sister, they care. And my mother cares. So he said, okay, call the team. We called the team and everything, and they did number launching campaign. And then the team, when they came, some Emirati say, yeah, by the way, Emirati cares about their number. They identify in our culture with the numbers. Car number plate is important. Telephone number plate is important. You don't want somebody calling you by mistake and you give him, no, it's a wrong number. So they want. So what I have done, they have done number campaign. Within 15 days, we have registered 500,000 people. Within any operation, they did 75 million dirham, $20 million. No operation, no anything. Just literally knowing the culture, transforming the culture from something we hear about to product. Now, let's see how the culture can make a crisis as well. So, anyway, the CEO was so excited. He went, he said, 15 days we will launch and we have 75 million in our bank for the chairman. And he said, chairman, how are you going to hand over for them the SIM card? He said, we give options for people. Either we send it by PO box, to PO box, or by post, or you can collect it from the office. The chairman looking to the CEO. He said, so the CEO thought, I'm the man. You're saying you are the man, but he didn't mean that. He means something else. So after 15 days, day 31, people, 95% of the people doesn't trust mail service in UAE. And always in their back of mind, somebody will store their number and their bill will be, they will be responsible. So we had roughly 100,000 people on our shops, and we had only tin outlet, and everybody was. So it was the first crisis because of the culture, misunderstanding the culture. So what happened is then the chairman said, I told you. The chairman, the CEO said, no, you said you're a good man, you are the man. I said, he looked to me, so why didn't you tell him when Emirati do that you screwed up? So basically, and that's same thing. If you go to the street, like my wife, when if you ask her about what is arbitration, she would say it's a process, fast, alternative to the court, flexible. Is that true definition of arbitration today? It's not. Because today in UAE, Tariq will tell you, we have the court which is faster than arbitration. Cost-wise, court are cheaper than, or less expensive, I would say, appropriate word, than arbitration. In, for example, Dubai court, 95% of the case will finish in 8 months. And most of the case in Dubai court, because it's civil jurisdiction, it's on submission. There is no oral argument. So basically the judge, upon the document, there is no disclosure. So basically it's a faster. Cost is cheaper. But what distinguishes arbitration? There is, as I said, culture complexity, frustration. Arbitration is the only venue they were understanding. When we choose the arbitrator, we don't choose because he's a best lawyer's legal mind. We choose him because he interprets the culture. He would give the understanding of the law. In my practice, I have seen English lawyer, Indian lawyer, coming when we see same article of civil law. His understanding is different. He could see element in the law that we cannot see it. We cannot appreciate it. So that is the first important element of arbitration. We interpret the law and we understand the law. Then the process by itself, it's a cultural artifact. It's a human-centric. For example, in a courtroom, you cannot say to the judge, by the way, I have to go prayer. But in arbitration, we understand that. In arbitration, when arbitrator tell you, tomorrow is a graduation of my son, the other colleague would say, okay, let's have a break. In arbitration, other than why it's a human-centric. In my experience, I was sole arbitrator in a case, and I have this American lawyer, counsel, arguing so aggressively. The case was small case in the volume between those two companies. But the way he aggressively argued, started to laugh on the witness, one of CFO of the company. The relationship was destroyed, not because of arbitration. And later on, I meet the lawyer, the counsel of respondent. He said, we came to arbitration because we want to preserve the relationship. But because of this counsel of claimant, because then the owner of the company said, we will never ever deal after humiliating us by the counsel. So it's all about the cultural understanding. It's a mechanism built for cultural understanding. It's not anymore about fast, confidential and all of that. There is a unique thing in that. One of my clients' recent experience was telling me, he went to Cayman Island court, and he felt the judge didn't take him seriously, being Emirati, Muslim and Arab, and in his award say, the more credible is the English witness. Why? Because my client, I told him it was not about the judge being biased. It could be because culturally you were not able to express yourself. In contrast to arbitrator, for example, in India and UK, you sit and deal mostly with the Indian clients with English judges. But in arbitration, we know all culture. We know the accents. I have Arabic accent. You have Indian accent. We are used to know what is the culture, what is the value. But when in the court, the client said it, and it was right when I read the judgment, because the judge didn't understand him. He never heard Emirati speaking. He didn't know that they are loud, expressive, using their hand and all of that. He felt the other one was quiet, silently speaking, good English, that is good. But would never ever happen to arbitration. Arbitration is not about who knows about the law, who understand the law and understand culture. I don't want to make it longer because His Excellency Justice is here, and it's an honor to be here with him today. Thank you very much.